Good evening, all. Wet and windy out there tonight. Um, Basically, I just wanted to do a short clip just on the reasons why I'm doing these YouTube videos. It's a new concept for me. Um, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. I've had to ask my sons how to download things and upload things, and I know I've still got to work on the audio. I don't know what I'm doing there. So yeah, I'm more a wilting flower than a budding musician. But anyway, there you go. But basically, I've been playing guitar for about 20, 25 years, I suppose. Um, and since hearing the blues back sort of mid 90s, late 90s, that's when it just became a obsession for me. And I'm talking sort of country blues, Delta blues, Lightning Hopkins, and Bolton Sutherland, and Tommy McLennan, and just Robert Petway, and all these guys, obscure names. And thank God for the Lomax brothers, because yeah, I mean, some of that video footage, just unreal. Yeah, that sort of takes me somewhere else when I watch that stuff. So it sort of ruined all other music for me. So anyway, that's where my love lies, and I consider myself one of those real lucky few that have found something that's just, it's sort of that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You're never quite going to get there, but gee, what a journey just to even try. Um, so yeah, so if you're still watching this video, I take it you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because yeah, I don't think I'm alone in this boat. I think it's one of those. That kind of stuff is just so mesmerizing. Um, just their feel and their, making something out of the bare minimum. Just brilliant concept, and it's just sort of takes you back, sort of like 50 years, 50 more than that, 80 years. Um, and sort of, well, that's been my quest ever since. Is just to sort of, try and encapsulate a little bit of that. Um, no, I'm not from the deep south. I'm from down south, but not that way. But to me, that doesn't matter. That's yeah, that's just incredible stuff. But anyway, so in that sort of 20, 25 years, I've done various open mics. Some of them pretty good in my book, and others goddamn awful. And the whole reason for that is I struggle with that thing called performance anxiety. As soon as that moment comes when I need to turn it on, I definitely turn it off. My mind goes everywhere else except what I'm supposed to be doing, and that same thing that I've done a million times before suddenly seems like one of the first times I'm doing it. And so my concept is to practice at overcoming that sort of state of mind. And my idea is to make these videos because I believe that the same concept applies. As soon as that record button goes on, my brain ain't anymore on the guitar, it's suddenly on that camera. Um, I can feel my brain shifting to that, and somehow I'm trying to untap that, sort of just forget about the camera. So I'm sort of thinking the more that thing's on, the more I'll sort of forget, and hopefully I can sort of like carry that on through to sort of the audience, the same kind of thing. Not switch off completely, but at the end of the day, just be in a more relaxed state of mind. Um, because quitting isn't an option. Although many people must probably think, well, just put it down and try something else. But I've tried that over the years, and I keep coming back to it. It's like a moth to a flame. So this is what I will be doing, and and like anything, the solution is worth finding. You got to find it. And I believe that solution is worth finding. So that's basically my idea. It's about performance anxiety. It's about turning it on when the moment arises. And it's something that sort of followed me through my whole life. I'm not just talking guitar. I'm talking about anything else. I've always been relatively average to above average in most things, but not when it matters. And to me, that is just a complete state of mind thing where I'm suddenly not focusing on what I'm doing. I'm focusing on what other people are thinking, or you know, all that kind of thing. And it's like I say, I don't believe I'm in the same alone in this boat. I think many people are in the same boat, and I'm hoping that maybe us strugglers can sort of like get together, maybe put some concepts together and try things and get a bit of a community going to try and knock this thing on the head. And if I am lucky and I have a couple of those lucky few, they can just turn it on when they want. The J Adams of the world. I'd appreciate some advice from you guys too. You know, some hints and tips, what works for you guys, and maybe tell me about your sort of stories. You know, because yeah, you know, everything I've looked into, it's, you know, even the greats, the absolute greats out there seem to struggle with the same thing I'm talking about, and you know, it's hard to believe when you look at them and you think, my God. You know, it's like Ronnie O'Sullivan says that he's got performance anxiety. How is that even possible? Because the man is just a phenomenal. You know, you can't, you know, if you didn't hear him talk, you'd never even think those words would fall out of his mouth because it just doesn't, I can't correlate the two. So, but basically that is my concept here. And so I'm going to carry on doing these videos, and hopefully in time I can feel myself improve just from that performance side of things where, you know, it's not the end of the world scenario. You know, in my head I think, oh my God, yeah, that's the worst. I know, you know, in reality it's not. But at the moment in time, everything sort of just sort of zeroes in like a magnifying glass in my brain. So I've got to unpick all that. Where that's come from, I don't know. But like I say, it's not a new thing. It's something I've sort of struggled with throughout my life, and many times I'll just go do something else. That's been my way of coping with that. And then I found blues, and that isn't an option because, yeah, I love it too much. It's too much of a part of my life, part of way of thinking. You know, that's what I dream about. So yeah, so that's the concept. And like I say, I hope you know, maybe we can just get a bit of a sort of community going, and you know, share some stories, and you know, so maybe some clips of open mics, and you know, and try to find a solution to this thing together. So yeah, I appreciate your time. And like I say, any questions or any tips or any sort of whatever, yeah, just put in the comments and I'll try and respond. But yeah, so anyway, like they say, we only live once, so we've got to try everything. So this is that. Thanks again. Benny from the Bog, out.